Okay, so this is my cabin. Pretty sweet. Got in last night, probably about midnight. It was about as miserable as it can be. But I woke up and was met with a beautiful morning, and I was expecting rain. So couldn't be happier about that. Long story about how I got in at midnight, but that will be a different post maybe. Boiling water because I ran out of water. But I don't think I need to boil it because I have my life straw. I'm just doing it because I want to. So this is Resurrection Pass. I think I'm at the pass right now. It's freaking beautiful. But it's so hard to get to the pass. Once you get to the pass though, it's gorgeous. My budget bikepacking setup, which is absolutely god awful, but it's got me here, so that's good. And I slept comfortable. So I'm just gonna film. God, it's freaking beautiful. Dang, I have to stop here. Well, yeah, this is Resurrection Pass. There's a cabin up ahead. I passed last night. Actually attempted to stay in it. It was raining. I was freezing my butt off. And I figured nobody else was out. It was 40 degrees. Rained all freaking day. This trail is miserable. Lo and behold, 10 p.m. rolls around. A group of 5 hikers roll up. Walking, not riding bikes. And I accepted my fate. I had to continue down 5 miles up the trail to get to the cabin. I guess deeper into the trail to get to the cabin that I actually reserved. No fault on their end in any way, shape, or form. Fault on my end. But fortunately, I was able to warm up and eat dinner in that cabin. So I get back on the trail and roll down a 5-mile hill. And at that 5-mile hill, I got to my cabin at midnight. It was a blast. Just kidding. That was not a blast at all. Not to mention, in the scramble last night of trying to get warm and find a place to stay, I dropped my bear spray somewhere. And they tried to help me find it in the cabin and around the cabin. It was not there. But we were all scrambling. They were trying to get warm too. They dropped all their gear. As soon as they got in, changed their clothes, dropped their gear. Stuff was everywhere. So the bear spray could be in the cabin. Maybe they won't find it until they wake up this morning. I have additional bear protection, but I would have much rather have had a can of bear spray. So although I'm stuck with this trail for the remaining 20 miles, I do feel relatively prepared. Plus, I just keep going, hey, bear. Just to let them know you're on the way. You know? No harm, bear. On the way, though. Oh man, what a beautiful morning. Stark change from last night, in which last night was not a beautiful night, but you know, last week to do Resurrection Pass before winter comes, I think, so I said I would do it. When I was at the parking lot before I had shipped off, I hear voices, I think. I got my bike ready and a older couple who was hiking nearby saw my bike and looked at me with pity and said, "You can't have your sleeping bag out in the open." And they gave me a trash bag. And I said, "Well, it's a budget. This is my first bike packing trip." They do make bags to cover your bag, but I had not bought one. And I thought, you know what? It's just a drizzle. Well, god dang. That was the best thing that could have happened to me yesterday, because my sleeping bag would not have been in sleeping condition had that not happened. Now, I left the plastic bag at the cabin just as a resource for other campers, because I'm going home today and I don't need a dry sleeping bag. I'm gonna wash this one anyways, and it's not raining. But yesterday I did have it stuffed in a black trash bag, which saved, I don't know if it would save my life, but god dang, I was gonna be cold had that not happened. And had that cabin not been empty temporarily, because I don't know if I would have been able to roll. No, I would have, but it would have been the coldest downhill roll of my life to get to my cabin had the original cabin that I stayed in not been unoccupied when I passed by. I tried to warm it up for them, but the special stove or fireplace required you bring your own fuel, and I was not aware of that. Now my cabin had a wood burning cabin, and so I did start a fire last night that burned while I slept, which was fucking amazing. But it did go out at 4 a.m. I tried to get it back going, but the wood was just too wet. However, I did burn a good chunk of wood, kept the cabin nice and warm for me as I slept in my dry sleeping bag. That, again, would not have been dry had it not been for the couple. So thank that couple. Let's stop recording for a little bit. Well, found my bear spray on the trail, and that makes me feel great and safe. This is actually kind of like the heart of the pass. So think of it, the top, the tippity top, which means that I can expect a downhill descent on the return, which will be nice, followed by a flat exit of the woods. Again, better than what I just went through. Yesterday was fun. And then a descent of 5 miles. And today, on the return, a 5-mile ascent, followed by hopefully a 20-mile descent. We'll see what happens. It's always ups and downs. Overall though, 2,000, 2,500 feet of climbing, it's not that much. I mean, I did 8,000 in the White Mountains. Something about this climbing is kind of hard though. I think it's because it's so rocky and rooty and muddy, and I have to keep finding a path through these rocks. That's okay though. That's biking. It's beautiful right here. That's all I have to say. It's beautiful right here. Man. I think others must agree though, because they put that post and it's pointing to the mountains. I don't know what it's actually for. section's pretty. It's quite a bit like fall. Missed the yellow leaves, but there was some. I just passed that, a group of them. This reminds me of like some storybook forest dead ahead. Maybe I watched too many Disney movies as a kid. Mud's going away slowly. Yesterday was a downpour. You just gotta go slowly through it. If it was just like this, it would have been a great ride, but man, yesterday was a lot muddier. It's good to know that it's drying up though. Okay, enough video.